This is that little sandblaster thing. I'll tell you what, don't expect miracles from it. If you're doing like a model or something and you just want to make it look like it's worn in a spot, this is about it. But if you're looking to actually sandblast something, well, that mirror, I got that around here someplace. I showed you. It took me forever to do that little bit. So it has a purpose, but not the purpose that I needed it for yet, that is. Alright, this is the Badger, I think this. Is this a Badger? No. I can't even see it, it's got so much crap on it. This is a two-stage. A two-stage, you say? Forward and backwards. I just cranked the tripod up a little bit. This one is also siphon fed or gravity fed. So once you put it all together, this will fit over here or over here, and you would put it in there. Well, even though it looks gravity, it's still siphon, but it's without the jar, so it's basically still a siphon. That's the one, I think. Yeah, this one's gravity. We'll get to that one in a minute. Just hold on a minute. This one's basically brand new, even though I've had it here for 6, 7 years, 8 years. Told you everything is about 8. I started screwing around with the Duracoat and all that back then. My first ever YouTube video that created a nightmare for you guys was the Browning double action. Okay, so this does have a tip in it already. Does it have a needle in it? It should have. Yep. Okay. Comes with some spares. And spare tips. Now, some of this stuff is for finer work. Again, one is heavier, one is finer. They usually put the heavier one in, and if you want finer, you take this one off, you put this one on. So you got all these little adjustments and caps and whatever. This one here gives you a fan effect when you're screwing. So you can take this one off, put this one on, so you get a fan instead of a circle pattern. This kind of goes up in there, and like I say, you pull it back or you can push it forward and down a little bit. Well, basically it's down and back, but it's air and paint. Now, even though you get the cup, I had said that it might have been gravity. This is not gravity. It's still siphon because the cup plugs in from the bottom. Now, what it does is, though, it allows you to change colors and use, a small amount if that's what you're going to do, and you don't have the big jar hanging off the bottom of it. So, but eventually I am going to buy a siphon, because a siphon like this one. Now this still has a fitting. I put the fitting on it already, but again, you can see that I never used it. Nah, you know what? Let me just put it in there for now. On the fittings, most of the time I run a 3-ring because your 3-ring fittings. I'll show you what I made in a minute. Come on, be nice. I know you're trying. Now this one has a little trigger on it, which is nice. This one has 3 different size cups. 2, 3. We'll work with the biggest one to make it easier. And this one is a gravity feed, if you can screw the cup in. But that takes a little ingenuity at this point. See, where the other one, the air, as it comes through, it's pulling the paint up and out, where this one, the paint is just being sucked down and out. So you get better coverage, I think, with the siphon than you do the gravity, than you do on the siphon. But this is another one, as you can see, I've never used it. I want to try them, but sometimes I just don't want to get them dirty. When I have a need for it, that's when I'll probably try it. And I can see that coming soon, because that other one is driving me nuts. I may just use that as just a crap primer brush. And again, like I say, this one's the little sandblaster. And it only takes certain sand. I mean, it's like dust. I think it's a 2-pounder over there. But I'll show you this. I'll actually show you how that works in a minute if you want to see it. Alright, I'll edit this part out, but I gotta walk away from now. I'm actually thinking of taking the compressors and putting them outside, but I don't feel like doing it right now. In the colder months. If it's going to happen, it'll probably happen this spring. So anyway, when I was talking about fittings, see the 3 rings? You get a 3-ring, and any of these will fit it. Get a 1-ring, and only a 1-ring will fit it, because these are different. I don't know if this is a 1-ring or not. Because, yeah, see, this one's not going to fit it. So that's why I like 3 rings. So you have 3 rings, and if you happen to go into a shop that only has a certain fitting, you know that all your fittings are 3 rings, so it'll take any one of these. So I always go for 3 rings, so you don't have to worry about if it's going to fit or not. Now sometimes they have their little disadvantages. Disadvantages are sometimes you'll hear them leak a little bit. You know, when you're plugged in, you'll hear a little in the background, so they're not sometimes as airtight. But I would rather deal with that because I don't keep air tools plugged in. So for what little bit of leakage I may get for that little bit of time, it doesn't bother me. Now if in the body shop, for instance, where you may have a long board or a DA or something hooked up, you know, on the floor all the time because you're always grabbing it, because you know, we had tons of airlines in the shop, so sometimes we just kept the tool attached to the hose. then that little leakage could be a pain in the ass. But for the most part, you know, you just got to get what you got to get. So now, one ring. All right, that's a different fitting. Now, where's that other one I had here? Is this it? I don't think so. Yeah, see, that one's not going to fit. So, we know these two fit. But now this one that fits that will fit the 3-ring. And this one that didn't fit that, it'll fit this one as well. So the 3-ring is nice to have. Because then it doesn't make a difference. You know, if you have these on most of your things, and if you go to a shop and you need one of these, you know, or you have one of these and you need one of these, you know, as long as you get a 3-ring, you should be okay. If my wife decides she's got to go someplace and I say, gee, can you swing by, you know, the auto house, or can you swing by Home Depot, pick me up an air fitting and just make sure it has 3 rings on it, I don't have to worry about it, you know. Or if it hasn't got 3 rings and she doesn't pay attention to that because some idiot there tells her, oh, this is what you need, well, I don't have to worry about it because it's going to fit because I have a 3-ring. So that's what I mean by the 3 rings, guys. Like I say, if you're going to keep your air tool plugged in, and it may have a little leak, which means your compressors are going to kick on an awful lot. But for me, I don't keep them plugged in. Come on. Jesus. Told you I don't like these coil cords. They get hung up on everything. What am I dragging now? Jeez. The reason why I'm using this one right now is because it has a regulator on it. The big one, that I need to put a filter in, which I do have. I should put that on there. I didn't think about it, but I should put that on there. Do we have enough air now? Let's see. Oh, we have enough air. Oh, here it comes. See how I'm getting very little? You know, like shadowing. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not. And if I go closer, I can actually get a little bit of line. But this is more for shadowing. Alright, so the other one is the one that I really need to use the most of the time with this particular one. Alright. Let's put this back. It's over there for a bit. I don't know why I bought this one, to be honest with you. I don't remember why. Did I buy it just for these and then decided that I didn't need it? I don't know now. Huh.